or how to run ads for your gym on Facebook in 2022. Okay. And so you're probably used to running ads. Let me know if this sounds familiar. Raise your hand in the chat, or if you're watching it, type me. Um, you launch an ad campaign, right? You target it for a certain radius around your gym. You send people to a ClickFunnels where they enter their first name, last name, phone number. And then from there, they can self-schedule an appointment to meet with you, or they end up in your CRM or something like that. And you have to work the lead to get them to schedule, get them to show up. And basically, if they don't follow that process exactly, you've spent money on Facebook ads and you got nothing in return. And usually you're looking at $30 to $40 a lead. Okay, that is reminiscent of the old way of how to run Facebook ads for your gym, right? It worked really well in 2017, 2018, half of 2019, until it started to get really expensive. And so before I kind of break down the new way to do it, I want to explain why that happened. And so Facebook, basically, there was a massive arbitrage between what Facebook was charging for their CPMs, or cost per thousand eyeballs, and what you could get in return out of that, because it was a relatively new way to advertise and market, right? Well, as other businesses started to, larger businesses, not your local mom and pop gyms, but larger businesses started putting their marketing budgets into Facebook, it became much more commoditized, and the cost for those eyeballs got more expensive because a lot of people were fighting for them, right? And so when that happens, it raises the tide for everybody, right? Because if CPM goes higher, right, then cost per clicks go higher, cost per results go higher, and so it's not something that is going to go back to how it was. And that's one thing that you want to make sure that you that you understand, is it's not going. You're never going to find a campaign or a funnel or whatever it is that's going to get you those $1 to $2 quality leads, right? That are going to schedule and show up, because you can't go back to when people were unaware of the power of Facebook ads and marketing. They already know how wildly successful social media advertising is, right? So what do we have to do? Well, what I think makes the most sense is to run ads, number one, only when you need to, right? I'm making this video to teach you how I run ads effectively for my gym and for the gyms that I work with. But I want to preface it by saying that I don't run ads for my gym, 3 out of the 4 weeks out of the month. The way I do it is we have a very organic approach. So I need to acquire about 20 high ticket members every month in order to grow my business. We're going to churn out like 10 per month. Well, I don't want to just break even. I want to grow, right? So I got to replace those 10. And then I want to add 10 more. Usually that's our goal, right? So we set that goal at the beginning of the month based on how many churned out the previous month, right? And then we're going to try to accomplish that goal through organic pipelines only, right? What ends up happening is if we're coming up short the last week of the month, then we'll run an ad campaign. And that ad campaign will close the gap for us. So we will have to spend money, whereas in organic pipelines, we don't. But the blended average with those two together gives me the cost per acquisition that I really need to be super profitable, right? And so if you decide that that's you and you need to run Facebook ads, what is the best way to do it now, right? So the best way to do it is, honestly, the cheapest way to get that information from people, right? So I'm going to break down 3 ways that I run ads, and which one I prefer the most and which one I think is the most effective, right? And so I got my handy dandy little clipboard here. Let me write down the first one. Number 1 is Facebook lead forms. Okay, whoops. Facebook lead forms. So how does this work, guys? Well, you come up with some really good creative, good offer, great copy, and then very similar to how you used to run ads, instead of sending them to a funnel, right? And the reason that we don't send to funnels is, you can, if you have a funnel that's converting really well, it's just harder for the pixels to track it now, right? You have to embed the pixel on there. And then typically what you'll need is to install what's called CAPI, which is custom APIs or conversion APIs. Um, and that will allow Facebook to track across other platforms, kind of a workaround to when iOS updated their stuff. And then there's other things like high rows and stuff like that that allow you to be a little bit more accurate. If you don't have all of that stuff and you're literally just going to send to a funnel, you're going to find that Facebook is going to have a hard time tracking those conversions. So it can't optimize for them, right? It doesn't mean that people aren't going to click on your stuff and fill out your forms on ClickFunnels. And you may get people that opt in, but Facebook has a harder time tracking that. So it can't find more of them for a cheap cost. So ultimately, it's just going to be more expensive. It's just going to cost you more versus a Facebook lead form where they're still entering their name, phone number, email, but it stays native to Facebook. They're filling it out on a form. And once they submit that form, that's when you can create your automation to put that information in whatever CRM you're using. So if you are not using a CRM to nurture your leads, you could send it to a Google Sheet if you wanted to, and then call all those people, text them, email them, and schedule appointments, right? Or you could integrate. I mean, the lead information stays directly in Facebook. You can download a list of all of your leads. That's super not efficient. I would not suggest doing that. But what I would do is this: I would run ads for, let's say your offer is a free 7-day transformation program trial, right? And then it's that, and they click on it, they see the lead form, and it's like, hey, cool, where should we send the information so for you to get registered for this trial, right? Name, phone number, email. And then what it will do is when they hit submit, you can redirect them to whatever URL you want. So I would redirect them to a scheduler, right? So they can self-schedule, right? Redirect them to a scheduler. And what's really cool, if you wanted to, is from your scheduler, you can redirect again, right? So when they schedule an appointment successfully, most schedulers will allow you to put a URL. So redirect them again, maybe to a testimonial page, maybe to your free Facebook group. But that way is really cool because then you're able to capture their information, right? And if they don't schedule, you should be able to know that, and you can work them to get scheduled, right? If they do schedule, you should be able to know that, and you don't have to pester them to get scheduled. You just need to send them some automated reminders to get them to show up, right? And you're able to redirect them to a social proof page so they get to know, like, and trust you before they have their appointment, right? So Facebook lead forms allows you to do that, right? And you should average anywhere from $20 to $30 per result. Okay, so let's do some math. Let's say you spend $1,000 on ads, and it gets you 50 leads, right? We're saying $20, $20 a result, 50 leads, and half of them schedule an appointment. Now we're on 25. Half of them show up to the appointment. Now we're at 13. And you close, let's say, I don't know, 75% because it's a free trial. Let's say you close 10 of them, right? So what are you selling them? Can you sell 10 members on a program that exceeds $1,000, right? You should, that's $100 a person. Absolutely, you should be able to do that, right? At our gym, we're selling like 4, 6, 12-month programs on the front end, right? For $300 a month-ish, right? And so for us, we usually get a 10x return. Our goal is 6x. We want to get a 6 times ROAS, right? Return on ad spend, right? But usually it's closer to a 10x if we're using this method, but not all the time, right? Which is why we don't use it all the time. It really depends on the time of the year, for us at least, and the effectiveness of our campaign. So Facebook lead forms, that's the first way to do it. If you don't know how to run Facebook lead forms, and again, you can do a 6-mile radius of your gym. We teach all of this stuff at FitBiz University. If you don't know how to do it, sign up with us. We'll teach you how to do it, right? But that's the first one I would do, is Facebook lead forms. The second one would be Facebook group. Okay, I would definitely run ads to a Facebook group. This is probably my favorite right now, at least. And you don't have to, you honestly don't have to be super engaged in your group, because really what we're using it for is a means to collect the name, phone number, and email of people, and keep them in a holding area so we can nurture them, right? And then we'll retarget them. So let me explain how this works. You'll use a Facebook lead form, like I recommend. So you have your offer, but the offer is join my free Facebook group. And so because of that offer, you're going to get a lot of people that will opt in because it is such a low barrier to entry offer, right? And if they don't like the Facebook group, they can just leave. People know that you're not going to try to sell them. You can't sell a membership to a Facebook group. You can just either accept them or not, right? So they don't get accepted, they don't care, right? But otherwise, you just let them in and you say, hey, this is a group only for whatever your community, local area is, and that you are going to be sharing on a weekly basis tips, tricks, techniques, healthy habits for free with local experts that you work with, right? I usually have my group on behalf of my town that I live in, not on behalf of my gym. Otherwise, it seems too business, right? And so I say, who wants to join, man? Who wants to join my group, right? Costs you nothing. If you don't like it, you can leave, right? I'm just trying to provide value to you. So now you're going to get leads anywhere from $1 to $3, giving you their name, phone number, and email. Holy cow. Again, when they submit that information and it'll say like, hey, where should I send the invite to the group, right? That's what it'll say. And so when they submit that information, what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, click on this link to join our group, because you can't send them directly to a group, but you can redirect them to a group, right? And so we redirect them to a group where they're able to click the button to join. And then you have a couple membership questions, but where are they? Well, your automation put them in your CRM or on a Google Sheet if you don't have automation. Now we can retarget them, right? And so for that same $1,000, guys, you could get 350 people in your group. I've done it, 300 for $3 a piece, right? And now we can work the hell out of that list, right? And you can redirect them through email and SMS, or retarget them through email and SMS, and have irresistible offers that you send them. And when you crunch all the numbers of how many people are going to open your emails, how many of them are going to click on your call to action, how many of them are going to schedule, how many of them are going to show up, you'll usually have a higher throughput than 10, which is this method. And all we give a shit about is how many new members can my $1,000 get me? 2,000, 3,000, whatever. It's all the same, right? How many new members can my $1,000 get me? And I think that Facebook groups outrank Facebook lead ads when it comes to the ability to, and they don't go anywhere. They're still in your group if you don't convert them. Whereas Facebook lead ads, you kind of have a shot at them, but they're not hanging around in some group altogether, getting to know you, getting to understand your gym and your philosophy and your social proof and your client wins and all that stuff that you could post in your group, tag everybody in it, right? And say, hey, I know you're not a member of our gym, but anyways, we thought we would share this really cool thing and try to find somebody that's just like them, right? You can do all of that stuff from a group, but the cool thing is that we're not trying to sell from the group. I never post offers in the group. I only retarget them through email and SMS because they gave me that information to get into the group, and that's where I convert them, right? That's where I convert them. So that's the second way I would run ads. You'll get about 300 leads for your same $1,000 versus 50, but it requires a little bit more work and you got to work the group, but you'll get more members out of it if you do it right. The third one would be a Facebook event. And this would be public. Okay, so the third way I would do it is a Facebook event. All right, so what the hell is that? You guys have seen them before, right? It is a public event. Maybe it's like a beer crawl. Maybe it's like a state fair. Maybe it's like a carnival. Something, I don't know, right? Events that you can mark interested or going, right? Well, you can create one of those on behalf of your gym. I do one every single year. I call it the town I live in is called Waukesha, right? And so, or the town that my gym is in. And so we host the Waukesha Health and Fitness Fair every single year, and it's at my gym. And I invite a bunch of other fucking chiropractors and people like that. You don't have to invite them. You could totally do it yourself. And we just have events that we put on for them, right? Little like 3 to 5 minute things. We'll do like an in-body body fat analysis. Most people have never done that before. We'll do like a movement assessment. We'll do a cooking class. We'll do a breakfast smoothie bar that they get to do taste tests. We'll do like a booty burner. We'll do like a core kind of thing. There's these little 3 to 5 minute like demos that we do, kind of like an open house, right? And so we invite a shitload of people there, right? And then what we'll do is we'll run ads to it. It's completely free. It costs nothing for admission, nothing. It's free. It's a free event, you know? And so we can run ads to it. And for that $1,000, guys, you're going to get close to 1,000 people that will mark interested or going. Now, they're not all going to show up. Trust me. Like, you're only going to have probably 100 show up. But anytime you can get 100 people from your local community into your place of business, you should probably do that, right? You should probably do that. And what we do is we train our coaches or whoever is manning the activities at the health and fitness fair. We give them we teach them how to do a 30-second elevator pitch. You're like, hey, so it looks like you're in the high risk for body fat percentage. Anyways, a big part of what we do here at Body by Design is we help people get to the healthy range in anywhere from 6 to 18 weeks, depending on where you start. We use a combination of fitness, nutrition, accountability, mindset. We're a holistic transformation center. So if you would like, because you came to the event today, we are allowed, the boss let us give out these 7-day transformation program trials that we normally charge $100 for. All you have to do is go ahead and fill out this waiver, and we'll schedule your first day to come in with that. Right now, you can give away whatever the hell you want on your elevator pitch. You can charge for something if you want to charge for something. You can give away a no sweat intro. You can give away a 7-day trial. Give away whatever the hell you want, but make a nice 30-second elevator pitch. Have contracts or waivers or whatever set up and pre-ready to go on a clipboard, right? And then teach everybody what to say. Just give them a fucking script and say this at the end of your presentation, right? And then you have that person, make sure they schedule before they leave. Right? This has nothing to do with running Facebook ads. I'm going on a tangent here, but have them schedule about when they're coming back before they leave. Anyways, you can first launch this organically for like a week or two, launch it organically and get as many people to mark interested or going as you can, right? Then run your ads to it. And when you create the event, there'll be a button that says promote. And when you click on promote, it's going to open up your ads manager and you can decide how much you want to spend and what radius you want to promote it in. And then it will start promoting your event in people's newsfeed, and people you don't even know can mark interested or going, right? And now you're going to have a lot of people that are from your community come to your free event where you are going to be putting on an open house of what you guys do best for probably like 2 to 3 hours. Anyways, we run these ads. These are the way that I run ads now. I don't send anybody to ClickFunnels. I don't do any of that stuff. There's none of that trickery. This is just getting people to opt into our lead forms, getting them to fill out a lead form to join the group, or getting them to come to our events, right? So anyways, guys, this is what's really effective. If you don't know how to do this stuff, I'm not just going to sit here and pitch my shit. You can find out how to do this stuff through Facebook support channels and other groups, right? If you want to have it where it's done for you directly for a gym, right? All the scripts, all of it's done. It's just 100% done for you. Exactly how to do this, exactly the copy, the creative, the events that run, what activity. I mean, all that stuff. That's a big part of what we do at FitBiz, right? And so feel free to just shoot me a message or shoot anybody on the team a message, Sam or Riley or whoever. And we can walk you through what it looks like to install this at your gym. And you can start getting 10, 20, 30 members a month from this alone, right? And you don't even have to use Facebook ads. Like I said, the majority of what we do is organic, right? But if you're like, hey, I want to run Facebook ads, I just don't want to throw my money down an empty pit, this is what I would do. There's people out there that are willing to help you out. And we like helping gym owners, right? We think gym owners are amazing, and that if you can be successful, then that's great for everybody. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in today. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you can apply this and start, putting your money to use. And I'll see you guys next week. Next week on Wednesday, we'll come out with some new cool training that you guys can use and grow your gyms. So until then, I'll see you guys later.